Sean Tell, FightHype.com here with the man. This weekend we got Canelo trying to do something you successfully accomplished and moving up from middleweight to light heavyweight to become champ. What is
great? Yeah, I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah, what are the keys to him? What does he got? What are the keys to him pulling this out Saturday night?
Well, they worked on that through camp, 8+ weeks, with a really knowledgeable corner as teachers, more than trainers. But you know, the titles are the titles, and he must represent not only the title that he holds at middleweight, but he has to represent. I'm talking about as far as fanfare. He has to represent chasing history, and that's key, because I think that he has to be the same, but he has to be very, very, very strategic, and also first. To be first in that fight is important. Canelo must be first, and to be first, he has to always have Sergey looking for his rhythm and his big punch. If he can avoid that, that is Canelo avoid that early, to be able to take it into the middle rounds, and a little later, like the 6th and 7th, that will establish whether he can continue to press or continue to do what he's been doing for the last, I guess, 4 or 5 fights, is use his good offense, his good defense as a good offense. And that's one thing that people don't give, I feel, credit enough on Canelo's defense. Canelo doesn't sacrifice his physical being to prove a point, but he also is balanced out where going to get something, going into the line of fire, there's a chance you can feel some heat, not necessarily burnt, but that is always a possibility when you're fighting somebody on a level of Sergey Kovalev.
Do you want him to go into that fire though and fight, move, keep his defense sharp, but do you want him moving to Kovalev?
Yeah, I think he can go into any fire as long as he got a water hose with him.
What's the water hose in boxing?
His skills. His skills and the things they know that they prepare for going inside that building. You know, it's like running inside of a building that's on fire. Like, you got people that's trained around the world that know how to, if you know my analysis, that know how to navigate through those situations where it's dangerous. Same thing, not the same job, but the same concept, the same mental. Like, you going into that building. That building is a crusher. I mean, certain people got names that fit their personality / character. Same thing. We all know that nobody debating that Sergey Kovalev fits the name that he got as the executioner, the crusher. I think that speaks very profoundly. It's what it is. If you make a mistake, not even a serious mistake, you can get crushed.
Bernard, what did you think of his last fight against Yard?
Heart, determined, and experience to be able to find a way to actually get the knockout. Late.
Do you think that type of battle actually is going to help him in this fight?
Then you're comparing with the guy that Sergey fought.
Anthony Yard?
Exactly. Like, you can't compare him to, so it won't be that type of fight on either side, win or loss, or draw, because there are 2 levels of fighters that I think is on just about the same level of talent, the same level of experience, giving the edge to Sergey.
Do you think,
based on championship fights and being in that weight class for all his career as a pro, I believe, and also being at the top level?
Do you think if Sergey lands that crusher, that right hand,
he can? If he hit that with anybody, he's gonna get their attention. I mean, it just comes with the danger of being in there with a guy like that. I mean, I remember the era, not my era, but the era before me, John the Beast Mugambi, who was a really strong puncher in the middleweight division, and even in the light heavyweight division, Marvin Johnson, guys like that. I mean, they can hit you one time and whack it out. But this fight is very exciting and dangerous. This fight is more dangerous than Canelo, than Sergey Kovalev.
Do you see body punching playing as big a role for Canelo as everyone's talking about?
I see it could have been if everybody wasn't telling it first. I mean, we gotta understand, like, how do you get the logic? I mean,
Muchas gracias, Canelo.
To sit back and you know, it's totally different.
We all ruined the game plan now.
No, it ain't really the game plan because they've been saying it. They've been saying it for a while, man, about, you know, body. I mean, you tell somebody you coming to rob their bank tomorrow, they're going to be ready for you. So, I mean, I think if it was an opportunity where a body can be exploited, all that went out the window because y'all told.
We spoke to
and questions was asked about it. I think the skills more than the body shot be something that's going to be what we look for. But I think the skills are going to override anything else that everybody predicting. Nobody's predicting the skill level, and one guy I feel is getting better, and the other guy I feel has been the same and damn good at the same. So do you like the guy that's getting better every time he fight, or do you like the guy that's is not going down, but he's actually who he is and going to be?
Bernard, do you feel like...
Give me the guy that's learning all the time, that's got his feet wet and still learning, which could be scary if I was somebody, his opponent. Like, you be looking at like he's getting better, and other guys same.
One of Kovalev's sparring partners told us that just working with him, he's a master at controlling the range and distance.
Yeah.
How does Canelo counteract that? Because obviously he has the disadvantage.
I think the logic tells you in boxing, you fighting a taller guy with a longer reach, you don't want to be outside that long reach. You want to actually be within inside his elbow on length where you can go ahead and make him uncomfortable. A taller guy with longer arms need distance. He need comfortability mentally and physically. He needs you 2 to 3 feet away from him so he can pick you off like a sniper. You know, that's why snipers from a distance, right? They're not up in front of you like this trying to get you. So once you get close to them, they can't get the radar on you, so they need distance. So you take that distance away, it become a different fight that he has to fight here and physically. Because of the style they've been fighting, the height that they stand, and the reach that they have, they must need, like fishing. You gotta throw that rod out there, and you're hoping something get hooked on there. The same game with Sergey's left hand, it's like the fish, it's like the worm on a fish hook. You anchor it out, right? And you just wind it back in. And you look for some tugging. And if that, I've been taking my fishing lesson. And if you feel some tugging on there, you can't yank it real fast because you'll lose your hook if you got something. So you sort of got to talk to it. You sort of got to let it, sometimes you got to let it loose, the string, so you can have the fish thinking that, you know, he's not attached to anything, which he is, right? And then you will him in when they get tired. And they come in kind of calmly and not aware, and boom, it happens.
Do you feel
so
like
that's how Sergey planned. That's how Sergey set his prey. They become prey. He set his prey up that way, and you have to actually counteract that. You have to have intelligence, not necessarily strength, and you also have to have a boxing IQ of a young, hungry, got a taste of. But boxing can bring you on this level, so that side of the system now is just wanting more of history and making history, and there are chances that he's taking as we get closer to November 2nd.
Bernard, do you feel like Kovalev, in being aggressive, sometimes he gives up that height you were talking about just now? And
well, I don't think
Canelo can take advantage of that?
I don't think that he's actually being aggressive and he's taking away from something that he should be using to his advantage. I think that he feels that if he can mentally jump on a person, which he's not used to being named that way, or at least styled that way, it worked sometimes. No, matter of fact, it worked more than sometimes because he's been successful. But I think this time is going to be a little bit more difficult going in with a guy of Canelo's level and where he's at right now. I think that his key to victory is to be at least 3.5 feet away, using his reach, and making it very difficult for the shorter guy to work his way in. And if he do get in, he pays such a price where the round go round by round, round by round, there's physically nothing left later in the rounds to be able to exert yourself, excuse me, to be able to what? To be able to take over if you have that opportunity.
Bernard,
How much prices you willing to take? Canelo's willing to take to get through the first line of defense, and that's the jab. He gets past the jab early. Some of y'all gonna be upset, but y'all not gonna be working late.
Knockout.
I'll say TKO maybe more than anything. I don't think any guy's going to have, well, I think that anybody have a chance of knocking somebody out, it'll be Sergey with his punch in light heavyweight, that he's been there and he's comfortable. I think he's a stronger puncher, but I think that the quicker, the sharper, the IQ, the way you think, the way he responds when he thinks, that's hands down Canelo. And I think that's going to be the key to one of his, if not the success of this fight.